Welcome back to Quarantine. Today we are looking at some amazing gear that I just picked up from this brand known as Moment. Now Moment is a Kickstarter company, and what they basically started off with is with lenses for your smartphones. Today they've diversified into a bunch of different things. They sell camera gear from various brands such as Canon, Sony and Fujifilm. They also sell GoPros on their website. But the main thing about Moment is that they were a company that started off for mobile filmmakers. They made a whole bunch of gear and accessories which are tailored to a filmmaker who's on the go and somebody who just wants to shoot on their phone. So first things first, this video is not sponsored. If you're a mobile photographer, if you're a mobile videographer, the stuff that I'm going to show you today is going to be game changing for you, and it's something that you should definitely consider adding to your arsenal. I'm going to start off by unboxing the Moment case. The case basically is made of biodegradable products and it comes in a really nice package. The case has a nice textured finish and it's also drop protective to 6 feet. In order to attach your lenses to your Moment case, you also need to buy the drop-in lens mount, which is something new that Moment has started this year. Originally, you would find the lens mount attached to your cases when you bought the case. I love how Moment's packaged everything this time, including the lens cleaning pen which has its own little box. Makes the product feel rather premium. They have instructions for all their products. I'd also suggest buying rare lens caps for all the lenses that you actually buy from Moment. That's something that Moment never originally added to the entire lens setup. It's really useful and keeps any dust from entering the back of your lens. Starting with our first lens, we're looking at the Moment telephoto lens. The focal length on this is 58mm. When you open up the box, you're going to find a photograph that was taken on this lens from one of the Moment acclaimed creators. That's really cool. It gives you a feeling that you can be a part of this family too. The lens is built really well, aerospace grade metal and cinema quality glass. You do get a lens cap and a small little pouch with 58mm and the type of lens name written on it. It's extremely useful for when you have a bunch of lenses with you. You can just look at the pouch that you have and you can figure out what lens you actually want to shoot with, pull it out immediately and start shooting. The next lens that we're looking at is the wide lens, which is 18mm in focal length. When you put this onto your phone, you're going to get a much wider aspect ratio when you mount it on the standard lens on any phone that you're using. It too comes with a little pouch with 18mm written on it and a lens cap. I love how similar all the lenses are packaged, and I love the packaging that every lens comes with. Next two lenses that we're looking at are the anamorphic lenses. This is what Moment actually got really famous for, and it's something that Moment does better than most of the other lens companies in the market. The anamorphic lens will give you a really unique image as compared to any other lens on the market that you could mount on your smartphone. The Moment's anamorphic lenses literally stand out, and that's mainly because of the quality of the flares that you get off these lenses. These are mainly meant for videographers, but a lot of people have been experimenting with them and shooting a lot of photographs on them. They give you an extremely wide aspect ratio, and they give you phenomenal cinema quality flares, which can make your movies and your videos go up a massive level in production. The new anamorphic lens that's been added is the gold flare lens. The packaging on both is extremely similar. When you get your case right in the beginning, you want to pull out the bezel in the camera square. It's only then that you can actually mount the lens adapter that you get. It's a little hard at first, but it shows how tightly fit and how snug this is all going to be once you hook it up. So basically this entire system that Moment has created with a smartphone case, a lens mount, Moment lenses, a cleaning pen, and they even sell filters on their store. Basically this converts your smartphone photography and videography into a full-fledged interchangeable lens camera. Now Moment also has an app which is known as the Pro Camera app that gives you a ton of manual control on your phone's camera. So I picked up a total of 4 lenses from Moment, and I'm going to tell you exactly which ones I picked up and why I chose them. I got the wide lens, which is 18mm in focal length. The next lens that I have is the telephoto lens, which is a 58mm 58mm lens, which is going to give you a really nice zoomed in image that'll have tons of background blur or bokeh, which I think is fantastic because it's really hard to get that on a smartphone. And I also picked up these two guys, which are the anamorphic lens. I know you're going to look at me and say, but dude, you already have 3 lenses on your smartphone. Why do you need so many additional lenses that you have to carry around with you? And the reason for that is that most phones today have an ultra-wide and a telephoto lens. Now the difference between the ultra-wide and the telephoto lens in comparison to the main lens on your phone is the difference in aperture. For example, the 12 Pro Max or any of the new iPhones this year, they have the lowest aperture on the standard lens, which is an aperture of 1.6. And this basically means that the amount of light that can enter the standard lens of your phone is going to be a lot more than the amount of light that will enter your telephoto lens or your ultra-wide lens. Now that makes a big difference in low-light photography and low-light videography. Now if you want to improve your low-light photography and videography but still have different focal lengths to play with, that's exactly where moment lenses come into place, where basically you can take a moment lens, put it on top of my standard lens, and by doing this I get the lower aperture of 1.6, which is the aperture on the standard lens, but I get a 58mm zoom, means I get the focal length that I want, I get tons of light, and I can get a better image overall when compared to the standard built-in telephoto lens. These are anamorphic lenses. They're these tiny square built lenses that are basically meant for mobile video. Now the best part about anamorphic lenses is the way they are designed. The difference between an anamorphic lens and an ultra-wide lens is basically that an ultra-wide lens will still shoot in a 16:9 aspect ratio, which in simple words is the aspect ratio of YouTube videos. But when you're shooting with an anamorphic lens, you're shooting with a 1.33 compression. You're going to take the resolution of your image and multiply it by 1.33, and that's how much the image is going to get squeezed in. What you basically get with an anamorphic lens is a wider screen image, which is a slightly different aspect ratio to 16:9. You also get these black bars on the top and the bottom of your image, which really makes your image look a lot more cinematic. And another massive feature about the anamorphic lens is you have something known as lens flares, and these flares are phenomenal. Moment's got 2 different anamorphic lenses, one which is a gold flare anamorphic lens and the other which is a blue flare anamorphic lens. This resembles a really great sci-fi look. Movies where you have these amazing flares where every time the camera points into a light and you have these blue streaks, that's the image that you're going to get out of this. And the best part is you're going to get it out of a mobile phone. You're going to put this lens onto your smartphone and get that image out of this. Whereas with this, you get a really nice warm gold flare. And this is the new anamorphic lens that they've actually put out into the market. And I think both these lenses are phenomenal. Okay, so for the next part of this video, I'm going to take the iPhone 12 Pro Max, mount it on a tripod, and we're going to film the exact same spot using the iPhone's inbuilt cameras. I'm going to show you how the image is going to change after you mount the moment lenses and give you a comparison of every moment lens that I picked up and compare it to the iPhone's inbuilt lenses. And you guys can make a choice about whether you think these lenses actually give you a slightly better image or not. So here's a little fun fact that you don't know about the Moment Tele lens. This is a 58mm lens. And as you guys already saw, I mounted it on top of the standard, the 1X lens on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. But the best thing about the Moment Tele lens is the fact that Moment's lens mounting system allows you to mount your Moment telephoto lens on top of the iPhone's telephoto lens. iPhone 12 Pro Max has a 65mm focal length, which is really zoomed in. What Moment basically allows you to do is take your 65mm plus 58mm, giving you an overall of 123mm focal length, which basically means almost double of what you get on your iPhone 12 Pro Max. But you have to remember, in order to do this, you need to use the Moment Pro Camera app because it actually lets you select your 2X lens and it's going to shoot out of the zoom lens plus this lens, giving you a 4 times optical zoom. So the next lenses we're actually going to look at are the Moment anamorphic lenses, the gold flare and the blue flare. For this, I highly recommend that you use the Moment Pro Camera app, and the main reason for that is because when you shoot with an anamorphic lens, like I told you, it has a 1.33 compression. So basically it squeezes your image down and it's going to look extremely unnatural to your eyes. So whenever you shoot anamorphic, what you have to do is you have to take that image, go to the video editor of your choice and de-squeeze the image. Now this process can be a little intimidating. In case you don't actually want to go through this entire process, all you got to do is shoot with the Moment Pro Camera app, because the app will actually de-squeeze your entire image and save it in your photo gallery, giving you an image that's ready to use straight out of camera. Okay, so now that you've actually seen the lenses, let me give you a quick rundown on what I actually think about them. So I've been following Moment as a company for a couple of years now. I think Moment has done a fantastic job. This is the second series of lenses that they've actually made. With respect to build quality, with respect to the quality of the glass, with respect to the shipping, with respect to how versatile they make your phone, I think these are a must-have. If you're a mobile photographer or a mobile videographer, and if you're looking for a way to improve your production quality, this is definitely the way to go. There are tons of smartphone lenses available in the market, but I definitely think Moment has the best build out of all of them, and I also think Moment services are fantastic. I am going to test these out a lot more and shoot a bunch of cinematic videos when I'm out at sea. Also, if you want to know anything more about these lenses, definitely hit me up in the comment section. Thanks for watching another episode of Essential Tech. The next video is going to be me heading back to the ship, which is only about 3 days away, so I'm going to go set up for that, start packing. My room's a complete mess. Definitely hit that subscribe button, wait for more content from Sea, definitely wait for more tech reviews, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. This is Nitin Chawla.